Hi, this is Andy with Walker Farms. We're going to do a quick video here about how to cut up a whole bird. You can use this to, you can make this whole bird last a lot longer. How many meals we get out? Probably 4 or 5 different meals we can get out of a bird once we cut it up. You can also do the same thing with a turkey. Same process, just bigger. First things first, I like to have the chickens facing me like this. Pick up the leg. I like to use the chicken's weight to actually make the cuts. And we want to cut in the valleys. You're not cutting any meat, but you use the weight of the chicken. And when you cut this leg and thigh off, you want to come up and catch what they call the oyster muscle. You come up and you can just follow the valley back, take the joint, and come straight back. Now you have what we call a quarter chicken, and you do the same thing to the other side. I use the weight of the bird to help me out. You're just cutting in the valleys. Come down and get that oyster muscle, and come pop the joint, and cut it out. Then the next thing you want to go to is your wings. Now when we're cutting up wings on the farm, we're very careful to not get any breast meat, but there's a valley back here. You cut straight down and you feel the joint, and you can pop the joint out. There's the joint. Come around and cut it off. Now you get your wing. I'll do the same thing on the other side. There again, I'm using the weight of the bird to my advantage. And find the joint, pop it, and cut it off. And you might nick a little bit of white meat from the breast. It happens. It's not a big deal. So then next you want to go, and we're going to take the breasts off. We're going to do a boneless skinless. So you can take the skin and you can pretty much just pull it right off. The only way it's place it's attached is on the keel here. You can just take the skin right off. And what I like to do is you lay the bird on its side and you cut. Like I said, here again, we're cutting in the valleys, and there's not a lot of meat cutting. It's more tearing. Once I get this pulled away here, you can stick your finger in between the tender and the breast, and you can pretty much just pull that meat right off. So now you got the breast here. And what I do is you come up from back here and you just cut along the keel and come along the wishbone. And then you do the same process to the other side. Cut along this valley here, get it opened up, get your finger in there. And like I said, it's a lot of tearing. You can just tear it right off. Follow the keel, and then you can follow the wishbone down the keel. There's your 2 breasts. Now to get the tenders out, what I do is I hold the bird like this in my hand, and you want to crisscross right here because the tendons attach. So you crisscross your motion here, cut across over to this one, and then cut across over to this one. And then you pull your tenders off. Just pull them right off. And there you have a deconstructed bird. That's one method. Or there, we can go a little bit further. We can disconnect the thigh from the leg. What I like to do is I hold the thigh and the leg in my hand like this. And there's a little line right here. You just kind of cut down, and you'll find the joint. And once you find the joint, put the go back over here to my cutting board, and you come cut, and you cut straight down. So now you have a leg and a thigh. And we can do the same to this. There again, there's a little fat line right here. You just you cut that until you get down to the joint, cut through the joint, and cut straight down. So now we have our carcass, which we can make stock out of, 2 tenders, 2 breasts, 2 thighs, 2 legs, and 2 wings.